Hey guys, it's Lisa from TwoCreatorWebsite.com here today to talk to you guys about link building. Why don't I ever talk about link building? Largely because I don't do it. And so what I want to do in this video is talk a little bit about how I build traffic to my websites and then talk about things that I would do today if I was just starting. And I'm going to talk about why I don't really do a lot of link building. So as many of you guys know, To Create a Website, the static website, is 10 years old. Back when I started, search engine optimization was incredibly simple compared to what it is today. If you wanted to get listed and ranked in Google, all you had to do was submit your site to the open directory and wait a couple of weeks and your site would start showing up in Google. It was that simple. I also paid for a Yahoo directory submission, something I would not recommend you spend money on today. It's just worthless. So I immediately started getting traffic to the site. Probably by the third month I was probably 600-700 visitors a day. So fast forward a few years later, I probably had, I don't remember the numbers, but let's just say, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 visitors per day. Mind you, I was still working a full-time job, so I wasn't dedicating my full-time, to this site quite yet. Then in 2006, I created my first blog on Blogger. Huge failure because I was just basically paraphrasing what I had on my static site, right? And so I started reading Darren Rouse's blog, ProBlogger.net, found out what I was doing wrong. I switched to WordPress, began getting more serious about blogging. And then in 2007, my blog started to grow. And then I started cross-promoting my blog on my static site because it already had a great deal of traffic. So now I've got these two sites that are basically promoting each other. Then in 2007, I launched Website Babble, my forum, after many failed attempts of trying to launch a forum, because you don't try to launch any kind of interactive website if you don't have a traffic base. And the first few times To Create was not trafficked enough to build traffic to the forum, because most people who join forums, social networks, they're not going to remain active. So you need a lot of traffic. So finally, by the time I had, several thousand visitors a day to Create, I launched Website Babble. And then it became successful. So now I've got this forum, so I'm using my website again to create a website to promote my blog, to promote my forum. I use my forum now to promote To Create a Website. Now the forum is getting search engine traffic, so I'm bringing in new customers, new people from so many different angles, right? Then in the latter part of 2007, I started doing YouTube videos. I was shocked at how people just started subscribing to me. I was like, I can't believe this. My videos aren't even that good, but people are just, I would have been happy, you guys, honestly, with like 100 subscribers. I remember when I hit 500 and I was like, this is crazy. Like, people are really like subscribing to watch me talk to them. This is odd, but I was loving it. And so my subscribers just kept growing, and I would use my videos and I would embed them in my static site. I would embed them in my forum. So now I've got YouTube, my forum, my blog, my static website. They're all promoting each other. So that's largely how I built up this mini empire of websites, if you will. I did not do a lot of link building. I did some article submissions or article directory submissions back in the day. Couple of paid directories, but I stopped that 5-6 years ago when Google put the paid link clause in their guidelines, when they basically said, look, stop paying for links. So I stopped. So that was the last time I did any type of paid link or even directory submissions, which I want to talk about now. Paid links. I don't know if you guys heard, but on March 19th, a popular link building service called Build My Rank shut down. And they're in the process now of refunding all of their customers because Google started de-indexing their customers' websites. Because Google has it in their guidelines. We do not like paid links. So all these link building services are coming up, and a lot of them are saying, well, we abide by Google's, policies, we don't go against what Google wants. But eventually Google catches up and they're like, it's still a paid link. So now a lot of people that were using that service, guess what? Lost all of their Google traffic. One of the reasons I don't endorse, promote these link building schemes or systems, I think eventually they're all going to get slapped. I think maybe you can get traffic in the short term, but no one really knows what the long term holds. So that's why you don't ever hear me talking about link building, because I've been blessed enough to really not need to. And I understand that today, if you're just getting started, you're like, well, what do I do? If I was starting today, I would probably start by doing guest posting. I have heard so many success stories with guest posting from people who have started their blogs within the last 2 to 3 years. And I'm not just talking about guest posting on 1 or 2 blogs. I mean doing this chronically, like on a regular basis. Finding popular blogs that are related to the topic of your website and writing articles on a regular basis. And if you do that, it's a great way to, build up a new audience, get your name out there, and then eventually draw traffic back to your site, because obviously you can put a link to your site in the post. The other thing I would do is YouTube. YouTube, don't ever underestimate what YouTube has done for me. Today, my videos get close to 100,000 views per month. 100,000. And so that is very, very huge with me bringing in new people to my site. Granted, not all those visitors go back to my site, but it's still giving me exposure. So I would certainly work YouTube first and foremost, because my hair site, it's not even 2 years old, but my YouTube channel for Naturally Curly has over 5,000 subscribers, and it's a large reason why I'm getting the traffic that I'm getting to that site today, when I don't even really do any promotion for it. I mean, I'm just basically just writing content, but that YouTube channel is driving that site. And I only work on that site a couple of hours per month. So you gotta love YouTube for that. I would definitely, of course, work social media more. And I'm not just talking about posting some links on Twitter. I'm talking about learning to build relationships, reaching out to people, developing joint ventures. I think a lot of people today, especially bloggers, are building up their sites by partnering with other people. So let's say you have a site on fashion, and maybe you've got all this great advice on clothing, but you're not really all that up on shoes, and you wish you had better advice on shoes and how to choose the right shoes. But maybe there's another blog that you admire. They're really good with the shoes, but they don't have a lot of stuff on fashion. Contact that blogger and say, hey, you're really strong in this area. I'm really strong in this area. How about we write articles for each other's sites? Let's try to work together. I think being social, being more aggressive like that, instead of sitting in your own little corner of the world, just trying to blog away or write content or whatever, I think it's much more productive today, because there's so much competition out here today. Just sitting in a corner writing content is just not enough anymore. So those are some of the things that I would do today if I were just getting started. But I don't endorse paid links. I don't do aggressive link building. I just have found more value for me, I'm talking about for me, in writing content, doing video, that kind of thing. And I realize my methods are not desirable to a lot of people because it's too slow. A lot of people want that instant gratification with the link building and all that stuff, but it's just not what I do, and I'm not going to talk about things that I don't use and don't know about. So I hope that you guys can respect that. My sites are at a point now where I don't need to as much. But having said that, if you guys use something that works, that's ethical, put it in the comments below and help other people out. Let them know what you use. Maybe you guys, can teach me something or something that you guys use today. I'm really out of the loop when it comes to all that stuff because I just don't use it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.